Okay, we are now in week 2 of Cerul's 25% discount on all Cerul products during the month of March. Again, Beth and I have taken Cerul products for 72 months now because they work, and we wholeheartedly support them. Just use code SAVE25 at checkout. Just click the link below to see for yourself. Good evening. I'm still reporting on the coup. A new filing at the Supreme Court of the United States may make election vote tabulation by voting machines illegal. New evidence presented at court has shown that voting machines have a secret back door built into the otherwise highly encrypted design.
Evidence that's new, that was not known before, where the defendants told the courts that, hey, these machines are certified by the Election Assistance Commission, their software is certified, we perform logic and accuracy tests and other matters, but those two issues, they represent to the court that this is why the machines are safe and why the plaintiffs, Kerry Lake's and Mark Fincham's claims, didn't hold water. We've uncovered 3 pieces of evidence. 1, in 2020 and in 2022, they used altered software, and any statement that that software is certified by the EAC is false. They falsely stated that to the court. They falsely stated that to the Arizona Senate during that audit in 2021, and they falsely stated on their website. Second thing that was false, they say they performed logic and accuracy testing, and that's a pre-election test designed to give people confidence that the machines will actually tabulate and read votes as they are. They did not. They did not perform logic and accuracy tests on any of the vote center tabulators they used in either the 2020 or the 2022 election. They used 5 spares. If you combine that with the fact that they're using altered software, and it's important to note the altered software was with respect to a configuration file called the machine behavior settings, and that goes directly to how ballots are read and tabulated. And then there is a third piece of evidence that is perhaps, I think, the most shocking, because it doesn't apply just to Maricopa. Our cyber experts, our team, has uncovered that the master cryptographic encryption keys that are used to govern and encrypt all election data, the files, the software, have been left open on the database in plain text. And what that means, if you remember the Enigma machine in World War II, when the great find was they were able to decrypt that cipher code and then read the Germans' messages. Well, this is even easier, because now any malicious actor, any insider, anyone who knows to get into the machine, which is very easy to do because it's just Windows login, you can bypass that within 3 minutes, can control an entire election, can cover their tracks so it's nearly undetectable, can intercept any election results that are transmitted because they have the private key that allows them to decrypt that information, change the results, re-encrypt that information because it's essentially a God key. This is the most basic security violation that one can have. If you talk to any cybersecurity professional, to leave the master cryptographic keys in plain text available to anybody who knows where to look, it's a violation of the most basic security standards. But more importantly, it allows a malicious actor to control the entire election and do anything they want and escape detection.
How did this actually happen? How did they actually keep it in plain sight and nobody caught this? How did none of the investigators, even the Maricopa County guys, how did Murdoch's lawyers because correct me if I'm wrong, this would have gotten Murdoch off of $800 million fine, would it have not?
It certainly would have thrown a big monkey wrench into that settlement. Because, again, you can control any malicious actor can control an entire election. This was found because election databases in 4 Georgia counties were produced pursuant to public records requests. And so our team started going through that. And one of those individuals stumbled upon these cryptographic keys. They're called a Reindel key, an X509 security certificate, and an HMAC key. And with this, you can control an entire election start to finish. You can put your own results. You can change the configuration files. You can change what the tabulators do. You can intercept communications. You can put your own results on and then place them on the server and put a fake election if you wanted to, re-encrypt that, and it would be almost impossible to detect. And we have seen this on every system that we've been able to inspect across the country, whether it's Maricopa, Georgia, Michigan, and Antrim County, Pennsylvania, Fulton County, Pennsylvania. And what is even just as stunning is that Dominion, these are all on Dominion machines, and they represent in their contract that they protect election data with AES level 256-bit encryption, which is the standard. AES stands for the Advanced Encryption Standard. So they represent in their contract that they protect this data with this encryption, yet the keys are left open and unprotected on the election database. For anybody who knows where to look that can gain access to the system, which is any insider, and anybody can bypass the Windows login. You can go on YouTube and find the necessary tools to bypass Windows login, and certainly a nation-state actor would have no problem. And so this is one of the most incredible security breaches I think any cybersecurity professional would agree, and it's everywhere.
The first two things you say are new evidence. Even in the blog, the people out in Maricopa County and others are saying you don't really have any new evidence. What's your counter to that?
What they're trying to do is they're trying to get ahead of the narrative. This is totally new evidence. It's never been before any court that they are using altered software, and that their software that they told the court was certified by the EAC, in fact, is altered software. That's a false statement to the court. Same thing with logic and accuracy. They told the federal district court who dismissed this case that we do logic and accuracy testing in compliance with Arizona law, so therefore the machines are safe and there's nothing to see here. That was a false statement. So both those two pieces are absolutely new evidence. And the master cryptographic key disclosure is also brand new evidence that has never been introduced in any court.
So this right now is being going on the docket the official way that, and that one thing I understand, no, that doesn't mean they're going to hear it. That don't mean you're going to accept it. It's just a technical process so they can put it out. Although we're pushing out right now because the defendants put it out a couple hours ago. What is the process now? If the Supreme Court even picks this up, what has to happen? Is it a judgment of one justice? Does it have to go before the entire panel? Tell us what goes on to see if this actually gets real and you get a chance to present this evidence and argue it in the Supreme Court.
Well, first of all, we will be filing a motion for expedited consideration, and we are going to attach the evidence that underpins the new allegations in this petition for writ of certiorari. And it will go into the petition for writ and the motion. The defendants will have an opportunity to respond to that.
Supreme Court even picks this up. What has to happen? Is it a judgment of one justice? Does it have to go before the entire panel? Tell us what goes on to see if this actually gets real and you get a chance to present this evidence and argue it in the Supreme Court.
Well, first of all, we will be filing a motion for expedited consideration, and we are going to attach the evidence that underpins the new allegations in this petition for writ of certiorari. And it will go into the petition for writ and the motion. The defendants will have an opportunity to respond to that motion for expedited consideration. But at the end of the day, the Supreme Court will decide whether they want to take it up. And then from there, they may order briefing. They may order a ruling straight from the papers based on the information that we're going to be putting out next week. So it really depends. There's a number of ways.
So when are you going to? Are you waiting till it goes on docket officially to then file the expedited petition? Is that going to be after it goes on docket?
Yes.
So that'll be sometime next week, you think?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. What else should we know about this? We can go find it. See it right now. Grace and Mo and Carly Bonet, if you guys can push it out, it's all there for you to read. What else should we know about this before we punch?
I think that the people should focus on the description of the new evidence that's in the complaint. It is stunning evidence. The fact that Maricopa used altered software in an election twice. And here's the rub. We brought this case before the 2022 midterm. The judge dismissed the case saying it was too speculative in August. We have the 2022 midterm, and over 60% of the machines fail. These machines were rejecting ballots at a rate of 7,000 rejections every 30 minutes from 6:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Maricopa County officials called it a hiccup in court. And so that was an absolute disaster. And since then, we found evidence of malware on the printers that were used with the ballots, and also that the tabulators had rejected ballots at the same. Anyway, the bottom line is, look at the evidence. It's new. Don't believe anything when they say this is yesterday's news. That is completely false.
Kurt, do you have social media? We got a punch, but do you have social media people can follow you?
I'm on Truth Social.
Truth Social. Okay. Kurt, we'll look at this closely and make sure that we push out all the information so people can look at it over the weekend. We'll talk about this again tomorrow morning on our Saturday show. Thank you so much. You're a warrior.
I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good evening.